Grüezi miteinander, willkommen zurück zu nochmal einer Episode von Spark spielt Minecraft. Welcome back indeed. I've just gotten back from my holiday in Switzerland. It was lovely. It was a wonderful break, and I'm quite excited to be back though because I've missed recording and I've missed talking to everybody. So this is going to be a bit of a talky episode, and since I need iron, I'm going to go caving as well. So I couldn't find a cave. I was looking for ages. So this is the cave we lit up in the last episode when a baby zombie killed me. That's the only cave I could find. So yeah, I'm gonna go through here. I've never done an episode like this, but I thought it was, it seems to work for a lot of people when they're trying to talk about things. So yeah, I'm back. It's funny because I wanted to. I think in the last episode, just before I left for Switzerland, I was saying that I want to release these episodes more regularly, and then I go ahead and that was supposed to break. It had 1 durability, it still has 1. And apparently that doesn't use it up. And now I've got flint. This is going terribly, guys. Okay, let's go the other way. Yeah, I was saying I was going to try and release more regularly the Sparks Plays Minecraft, and then I didn't for 2 weeks because, well, I was in Switzerland. But oh, Switzerland was lovely, guys. I mean, for the first week we went to Zermatt, which is it's in the very south of Switzerland, down on the French border, but they still speak Swiss German there, which is my home language, but about as far from my hometown as you can get while being in Switzerland. And it is beautiful up there. The mountain vistas are huge, and there are walks. It's very expensive up there, but very, very nice. We my family, we all went together and we were wandering in the mountains. I don't think wandering is the right word there. Traveling, walking in the mountains, and just enjoying the view. We had a couple of my grandparents joined us, and a couple of their friends were there as well. We were sort of going through and walking with them. It's usually their holiday, sort of a summer walking holiday, so we were kind of hijacking that. And I've been warned because Zermatt has a height of hang on, let me get away from the skeleton and then silence my Skype. Wait. Zermatt has a base height of 1,600 meters. The town is at 1,600 meters above sea level, which is fairly high, and our walks were usually 2,000 meters plus. And I've been warned that the high altitude would make walking a lot more strenuous, and I was kind of worried. I don't tend to walk much. I'm not the fittest person, so I was thinking, oh, I'm going to be lagging behind the group, and I'm going to be calling for breaks and things like that. But I mean, the average age of our group is probably about 50, with my brother's age of 18 pulling that down quite heavily. I'm 20, and that was pulling it down. I think our oldest member was 85, something like that. She goes skiing. So we were going very slowly, basically, is the point I'm trying to make. We were going very slowly through the mountains, and it was more of a pub crawls, but with restaurants. I mean, the Zermatt Mountains have got restaurants like heads have dandruff. They were everywhere. I mean to silk touch these, so I've got more space. Yeah, the restaurants were everywhere. It was kind of like walking for about 20 minutes, and then we were stopping for 20 minutes in a restaurant and drinking coffees and things, and just, it was a very relaxed holiday, and I didn't feel like I was going to collapse or anything. We were sort of walking 8 hours a day, but at a very, very comfortable pace. It wasn't really a hardcore walking holiday, but it was very nice. And the view was beautiful up there, and the Swiss German they speak over there, the dialect is a little different, and I was slightly struggling to understand them now and again, because they have very weird ways of saying things, which just it's kind of like hearing somebody. Well, it's basically the other side of the country, and they have a very different dialect. Switzerland is a very mountainous area, so the dialects developed quite separately. The different villages and such in Switzerland would change dialects very quickly because the mountains stopped them communicating with each other much. So yeah, the dialects change very quickly. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, being up there, man. Being up there at 2,000 meters and seeing lakes and trees and all that sort of stuff made me realise how disappointing the Minecraft mountain terrain generation is. I mean, it really paled in comparison to those views. What was amazing was there were lakes. All the water up there, there's glaciers at the very top. It's snow all year round, and during the winter it's a skiing location. And the glaciers keep the entire town of Zermatt fed, as well as the surrounding towns, year round, and the water is freezing. If you brush your teeth with that, it just hurts. But it's very clear water, and up the top there are lakes, and they've got fish in them and things. And my brother stuck his feet in because we'd had a long walk and he wanted to cool his feet, and I was like, it's cold, isn't it? I bet it's freezing, it's glacier fed. And he was like, no, it's a similar temperature to tea, actually. It's surprisingly warm. And I was like, what, really? Pulled off my shoes, gullible fool that I am, and stuck my feet in, and it was very cold. But there were fish in that lake, and it sort of made me think, this is a lake 2,000 plus meters above sea level. I wonder how the fish got here. But continental shifts and things, I think sea level was a lot higher in the past. We had women sometimes paid quite a lot for these pedicures, where they pay for fish to nibble their feet, and it somehow apparently makes their feet better or grow wings or something. And we got one of those for free because the fish were very curious as to our feet and what these strange 5-finned fish might be, and kept nibbling them, which is hard to stand still for that, really. Ooh, iron. Need my iron. Where did I get gunpowder from? Did I fight a creeper? I can't concentrate on two things at once very well, which is why I'm doing the caving. It doesn't require much concentration. So Zermatt was wonderful. We always, as a family, caused quite a bit of confusion to shopkeepers and border control and things like that, because my dad is English. I'm missing the skeleton like crazy. I've not played this game in quite a while. And that's going to be my excuse. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we tend to cause a lot of confusion because my dad is English, and among us we sort of speak a mixture of Swiss and English, depending on whether my dad's involved in the conversation or not and what we're talking about. And so we arrive and we're speaking English together, and then they try and speak English to us and we just answer in perfect Swiss German, which is it's kind of funny. And at border control we've got a mix of Swiss and English passports, and they don't know what to make of us. So it's always kind of amusing, but this sort of dual language thing, you don't really see it very often. I am incredibly grateful to my parents for bringing me up to speak both English and Swiss. Swiss isn't a very widely spoken language, but it means I can converse with my grandparents and family very easily, which is a huge gift. And I've got friends over in Switzerland now who I can go visit by myself, and I do occasionally go to Switzerland by myself to visit them, and I wouldn't be able to do that without the language. And in one of the restaurants in Zermatt there was kind of an opposite family to us at the other table. Rather than the mum being Swiss and the dad being English, the mum was Canadian and the dad was Swiss, so the opposite. And it was interesting. After the meal, I kind of stopped and I asked them whether they were teaching, because they had this one kid. I was asking them whether they were teaching him Swiss and English, and they said they were, and then they kind of stopped for a bit, and now they're trying again. I said, whatever you do, teach him both languages. It is a huge gift, and he will thank you so much when he's older. I know that it's probably one of the best gifts my parents have ever given me, being able to speak a second language, and I actually speak German as well. Which has come in handy many times. Yeah, I mean, that's just great. So yeah, we stayed in Zermatt for a week in a hotel. What was it called? Matterhornblick. Zermatt is in the shadow of the Matterhorn, which is one of the most famous mountains in Switzerland. It's not the tallest, it's 2,400 or so meters tall. Ooh, that's a big cave. Yeah, we stayed there for a bit. The whole holiday when we were walking, we were looking for Edelweiss. I don't know how many of you know what Edelweiss is. It's a white flower. It's endangered. It's quite rare. It doesn't grow very often anymore. There's cobblestone there, and a spider. Hi. Yeah, it's quite an endangered flower, and it only grows in the mountains above 2,300 meters, I think it is, something like that, which makes it very hard to spot. And we were looking and looking, didn't find any at all, any sort of naturally growing ones. We did see a restaurant with some growing in pots outside, but that doesn't count. But yeah, the whole time we were walking above 2,300, everybody in the group was sort of craning their neck, keeping their eye out for this beautiful flower. I can probably put a quick picture on screen. Ooh, emeralds! Yeah, picture on screen. My brother took a lot of photographs while we were there. Lots of photographs are good, you know, good memories. I find panorama mountain scenes and things don't translate very well into photographs. You can never get the depth. But yeah, we got a photograph of the potted Edelweiss anyway, so you can see what that looks like. And I guess I could show you a photo of me walking in the mountains. Why not? I mean, you're loyal subscribers. I appreciate you very much, and I reckon you deserve a picture of me in my mountain gear. So here it is. Yeah, there we go. That's me. I mean, not many people realise that the picture we have on our YouTube background is in fact us. A lot of people think it's a drawing, but no, that's what we look like, man. There's a mine shaft down there. So yeah, that's the only picture you're getting of me today. I'm afraid. I'm not in pictures very often. Lava is worrying. We've got a thunderstorm outside. Slightly off topic from Switzerland, which I haven't finished talking about because that was only the first week. We're on a different server now. We had Crazy Man had a lot of plans to go ahead and make extra episodes of ARPs and things and other things on this server while I was gone to fill the space, and it didn't happen because more or less the day I left, the server crashed, and it's been down for 2 weeks, and I couldn't work out what was wrong with it. And Crazy Man had tried a couple of different things, and yeah, in the end we had to basically. The server that I'm currently building the map on, I'm now playing this on. We loaded the server onto that, which is a temporary solution. I love my indecision as to whether to fortune or to silk touch the coal, but there we go. So yeah, we're on the map server right now, which means anybody working on the maps can't. But oh well. We will probably have to finally purchase a server, which we've managed to avoid having to do until now. We've had a free server, which is very good, but it's an old computer and it's seen better days. How much iron do we have? Ooh, 2.5 stacks. Not a huge amount, but it's a start. My slightly haphazard caving seems to be paying off. Yeah, so the server we're now running off a Fragnet server, and it seems to be doing very well. It's hello slime, hello creeper. Woo! We haven't had any problems with it running the map, which has got lots of redstone and things, and is a bit more power hungry than what we've got running here. So it should be fine, but we're not really sure what we're doing with the servers at the moment. It's sad that we have to change up how we've been doing it. So yeah, the first week was a holiday in Zermatt walking, and that was very enjoyable indeed. Got a little bit of exercise. I was hoping for a tan, but as always I just burnt. And for the second week, we went to my hometown, Goldach, which was lovely. It was a bit more relaxing. We we stayed. My parents stayed with my grandparents, and we stayed with my aunt and uncle, they were actually away, but my cousin was still there, Manuel. We had a lot of fun. He's a cool guy. Oh dear, I hear you, baby zombie. I hear you, and I don't like you. You killed me last time. Don't know where he is. He'll make himself known to us if he cares. Yeah, so yeah, second week we were in Goldach, which was really, really nice. I got to see a lot of friends and family who we hadn't in quite some time, and the time always passes so quickly when you're visiting friends and family who you've not seen in ages, and it's always over too soon. But as one of them said, what is life without laughter? And I am grateful for the time I had with them. I'm really losing my way. I don't know how I'm going to get out of here, but that's fine. Yeah, the best thing was that we were in Switzerland for August 1st, which, for those of you who don't know, which is probably the vast majority, because nobody really knows much about Switzerland outside of it, I feel. No one's interested. The 1st of August is the Swiss National Day. It is the day that Switzerland was founded. The area around Switzerland used to belong to the surrounding countries, and they broke off and formed this sort of alliance and formed Switzerland, or Helvetica. And 1st of August is the national day when Switzerland was founded. And whoa, I'm stuck. Yeah, I think it's 722 or 723 years old now. So a fairly young country in many respects. But yeah, the thing is, with the 1st of August, everybody's very patriotic. There's Swiss flags everywhere, and on the 1st of August, we went up to my aunt's allotment garden, which is on top of a hill, on top of St. Galloberg. I'm out of space. Time for the ender chest. I knew bringing this wasn't a bad idea. Ender chest. Let's drop some of this stuff off. Yeah, they have an allotment up at the top of the hill, and we had a splendid view. The whole of Goldach and St. Gallen and Rorschachberg, that's where it was alight with fireworks just everywhere. It was incredible to see. And we had fondue, which is a traditional Swiss food, though not usually had in the summer. And it was just lovely to spend time with family. Very, very nice indeed. Thank you. And a chest. So yeah, I always have this thing when I go on holiday. I have this sort of moment of, oh my god, oops. Where are you, water stream? Does that work? Come on! There we go. I always have this sort of, before I'm leaving, I don't want to go, you know. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen to the server and the computer and the YouTubes, and people will miss me, and I have so many things to do. I don't have time to leave, and I don't really like traveling because I get travel sick, and then, you know, I'm on the way, and I love it again, you know. I'm always, as soon as I'm on the move, I'm ready to go and pleased that I'm there. I was actually wanted to record a similar episode to what I'm doing right now before I left, but the server was off and Crazy Man was out of the house, so I didn't get the chance to. So there's a few other things I could quickly talk about. This is the sort of, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but this is the episode where you... Oh, I placed that. I was very confused why there was cobble there. This is the sort of episode that you can just listen to in the background while doing other things, which I've never done before. I wanted to record an episode like this. There's a few other things I wanted to talk about before I left for Switzerland that have been on my mind in a way all that time. So yeah, the first one was sort of just a bit of a funny story. I'm actually quite an introverted person. I might not sound it. I'm quite good at talking to people, you know, I'm fairly sociable, but I can't keep it up for long. If I go to a party or something for about an hour, maybe 2 if I'm lucky, I'll be joking and laughing and everything like that, but after that I've kind of had enough and I just want to sit in the corner. I tend to just sit with a drink and listen to what other people are saying, because I tend to be a little introverted very suddenly like that. It just drains me. So, you know, I'm fairly sociable, but everybody has the social blunders. And about half a year ago, I went to get some shoes, which we go to a shopping outlet nearby. It's about an hour's drive from where I live, and it well, there's among shoe shops, there's other shops there, and one of them was I think it was a Debenhams or something, some sort of clothing store, and I was just going in to have a look to see whether there were any interesting jumpers. I hate shopping for clothes, so I tend to try and do everything at once so that I can ignore that pressing need for a couple of years. Yeah, so I walked in through the entrance of this shop, and there was a girl stood there with a handful of leaflets. And I work in retail. I know how these things work. She's supposed to stop you and ask you whether you would like a leaflet. I think she was working for the shop. It was some sort of promotional thing. And as I was walking towards her, I was like, I don't really want a leaflet, but she's going to offer me a leaflet. I know she is. And I was walking closer and closer to her as I was entering the shop, and I was so convinced that she was going to offer me a leaflet that when she didn't, I just stopped and stared at her. And she sort of gave me a bit of an odd look, and I was like, oh, sorry, I thought you were going to offer me a leaflet. And she was like, would you like a leaflet? And I went, no thank you, and just walked past her into the shop. That was horrible, but kind of funny to reminisce about. Hello, creeper. Can I get through here? I think I've been down here already. Yeah, there's nothing there. What else? I might be getting sort of a new thingamajig. By which I mean, as I'm sure you already knew, but I'll clarify for those who didn't understand my phrasing just now. Is that 2 creepers? That's 2 creepers. It's alright. What are you doing there, guy? Come on. Sharpness 5, baby. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I used to go to a school, as many children did, and they've asked me to come back, not to study, but they used to teach electronics, which is the reason I went to the school. Electronics used to be a big hobby of mine, and it's the reason I chose the school. They did programming, microchips and things like that, but recently they've had to cut that because they've had budget cuts and not everybody was really interested in that. So yeah, they had to get rid of the electronics, and now the teachers who used to do that, who I'm still sort of a little bit in contact with because I enjoyed their teachings, they're doing something else called resistant materials, which is similar but not quite so electronics orientated. So they have been told by the faculty that they are now going to start teaching programming, which they don't know all that much about in comparison to the electronics they've trained to know about. So they may be contacting me soon, and I may be going back as a teaching assistant for programming, which would be really cool. And the phone goes off. Excellent. Oh, there we go. Okay, nice and quiet. I hope it's not for me. So yeah, I mean, it'd be very cool to go back to the school. I like sharing my knowledge with others, and I'm fairly patient with people who don't quite get what I'm about, y'all. No, when I'm fairly good at explaining things, I think. Fairly good, not an expert, but okay. A chest down there. I see you, skeleton. Barely. Yeah. Okay, so that would be pretty cool, you know, to be able to teach them programming, especially because I actually work for MIT's Scratch as a forum moderator, and I tend to answer a lot of questions about programming for the younger children. So it will be really nice. I don't know if anything's going to happen with that, but I hope that happens. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, it's funny because I'm not a gamer. I've never considered myself as a gamer. I've done a lot more programming than that, and it seems to have been the case that for some reason by doing Minecraft and Evoland on YouTube, I have to play games. Would you look at that? And we had some people coming to work the other day who were looking at they were buying some sort of PC part. I can't quite remember. It was over 4 weeks ago now because I was away so long, and they were talking about an MMORPG. What was it? Fine. I can't remember right now, but I recognised the name, and I was sort of going, oh yeah. I mean that's kind of a cool game, yeah. I mean it's not the sort of thing I really play. I tend to play more sort of voxel-based sandbox. And they were like, oh really? So what kind of things? I was like, oh yeah, I'm playing quite a bit of Minecraft at the moment, and I also quite like indie games. I mean Evoland's pretty cool, you know. Basically listed the 2 games I've played, and they were like, oh that's pretty cool. Check it out. And they left the shop, and I had the feeling that they had the impression that I was a hardcore gamer and I knew what I was talking about. So it seems that my ability to lie has also been improved by the YouTubes, although I'm not really sure how that happened. Maybe I'd say it's lying. I mean, I didn't lie. I knew about those games a little bit, but suddenly I found myself sounding kind of like a gamer, which. But I have a feeling that in a longer conversation I still wouldn't be able to pass the scrutiny. Yes. I've got another note on my piece of paper from before the holiday that I can no longer read, so we're not going to talk about that one. And the one last thing was the Superman film. I don't know how many of you have seen the new Superman film, but I didn't think much of it, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed. You know, Man of Steel, exciting. Well, Superman has never been my favourite hero. He's always felt a little too overpowered to me because, you know, there's not much you can do. And a friend of mine was saying that he's been made a lot more human in this film, but I still felt there wasn't much excitement to the storyline. I did watch Iron Man 3 shortly afterwards, and that was a good film. Iron Man 3 was a very, very nice film. I felt very engaged, which is what you want from a film, I guess. And I've been wanting to see. I've been looking forward to when. What's it called? Do I have it written down somewhere? No, never mind then. You'll never know. Let's see. We're 28 minutes in now. But I kind of want to keep talking and sort of give you guys a little bit of a something to make up for the time I've been away. I hope people are still listening this far in. So I did. Oh! If I was in UHC, I'd be dead now. Did you hear that segue? Oh, look at that. That's weird. UHC mode. There's now UHC mode in Minecraft, and the last accidental Let's Play released, we turned it on and went caving. That was exhilarating. But the new HC mode is pretty cool, and things like that. It's very fun to play. Those of you who watch Minecraft will know that they've decided to keep UHC mode on for quite a bit longer, so they're currently playing survival Minecraft in UHC mode, which adds quite a bit of challenge and sounds like a lot of fun. I was playing a little bit of UHC just by myself before I left for Switzerland, just sort of practicing. I did fairly well. I was very, very limited by the fact that I couldn't find diamonds for some reason, but I did okay, I think. In a UHC setting, I think I wouldn't be the first to die, though I wouldn't say more than that. Yeah, I was going to talk about Etho's 1 million subscriber video. Etho is quite a big YouTuber. Most of you will probably know him by name. My silk touch pick is nearly dead. And he was talking about face cam. And can I just say, no. Please no. This is the thing with a lot of the YouTubers. You don't need your face to be shown for Minecraft Let's Plays and things like that to work. And I have no image whatsoever of Etho in my head. There's no thoughts I have at all as to how he looks, other than like his Minecraft skin. But even that's not really how I think he looks. He's just the voice, and I feel like no matter what he looks like, it will somehow be a disappointment to see his face. And I think a lot of people share that opinion, and a lot of other people really, really want to see it. So, but he said he might start doing face cam, and I really hope he doesn't. Although I'm sure I would come to terms with it. I mean, I've seen other Minecrafters' faces, having watched them for a while, and then come to terms with the fact that they are in fact face people who have a face like the rest of us. It's not that I don't understand they're real people. It's just that it's nice, because as soon as, without helping it, as soon as you see somebody's face, you make assumptions and judgments about that person based on how they look, which it's not necessarily like bad judgment or anything, but it's been scientifically proven in studies that the moment you see somebody, in the first couple of seconds you decide what kind of person they are. And if in the first couple of seconds you decide what kind of person they are, that can't be a personality-based decision. That must be a decision made based on how they look. And I don't know, I like the fact that I have no judgment other than their personality, which is something you can't normally get in real life. That you can judge a person solely on their personality without knowing anything about how they look. I think that's something special and unique to YouTube, or to the internet, really. So yeah, those are my tuppence, and I am all out of words, but I have gained quite a bit of iron, so I think that was quite a good trade. I hope you have enjoyed this kind of episode. I haven't done a talkie like this before, and I hope that my viewing audience isn't too displeased with this kind of thing. I don't plan on doing this incredibly often, because usually I have nothing to talk about and I'm a very boring person, but I felt like doing it today, and this is now a 32-minute episode, and even though I could probably ramble for quite a little longer, I think I should probably draw to a close now. This is getting onto the far end of a good episode length. But yeah, I mean, we've got plans to do some more accidental Let's Play recordings. There's a couple of things we want to talk about. We have hit 128 subscribers. That's a big thing that I've somehow forgotten to mention until now. 128 subscribers. That was our next landmark after 64 subscribers. So we have sort of vaguely planned a special episode for that, to celebrate that landmark, but we're not quite ready for it yet. So the special may be a little late, but oh well. You're just gonna have to wait. But don't expect too much from it, because well, just because then you can't be disappointed. If you don't expect much from it, it can't be worse than you thought it would be, but you may be pleasantly surprised that it's better. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry that it's been a while since I released anything, but guys got to do what a guy's got to do, and holidays is what I do, or something. Yeah, thanks very much. I will see you all next time. I'm going to keep caving, finding some more iron. Oh, baby. Bye.